Hello, I am Dr. Balasubramanian Tyagarajan. Today, in our Google Classroom tips, let us see how we can monitor students' attendance within the Google Classroom. I would like to stress at this point that Google Drive or Google Classroom doesn't have the inherent wherewithal to automatically generate student attendance. If you have subscribed to the G Suite, Google G Suite, or if you are created a class using educational G Suite environment within Google, you can of course get the login details and user details of the students who have logged in and who have logged out, and the number of hours they spent inside the classroom. It is a little bit cumbersome. But suppose if you have created a classroom within your own, using your own personal email ID, you don't have the access to the backend of G Suite. So let us see first whether we will be able to create a process by which we can gather attendance of the students using the Google Classroom. And let me tell you that this is how I do it. There are many ways of capturing attendance of students within the classroom, but I feel this is a little bit practical way of doing the same. The first thing I do is I go to the My Drive, and then My Drive has the folders. These are all the folders. So here this is the classroom folders. So every class within the folder will have another folder. So for example, we want to create attendance for otolaryngology class. So I will double click the folder here and I will delete all the unwanted files so that there don't be any confusion. So I am inside the class folder within the G Drive. I have been already telling you that every class will have a unique folder within the G Drive linked to it. So this is the G Drive. This is the folder I have opened. I am inside the folder of the class title otolaryngology. Now I am right clicking on the folder. Now I am going to look for Google Forms. So now I am going to create a new forms. Now, yes, it wants to know whether this is a shared folder. So it wants to know whether I want to create a form and share it with others. Yes, of course I want to share it with others. So now this is the untitled form. I need to give a title for the same. So let me say this is the attendance form. So now the title also, on clicking, the title is automatically replicated in the header, and you need not click any save button. Whatever changes you make here, automatically all changes are saved in the drive. So now you can write a small descriptions. Student should fill in all the details in order to get attendance. So that is a thing. Just a small instruction. You can give even a paragraph of instruction if you want, a clear-cut instruction to the students who wants to use this form to sign in their attendance. Now here in this form, I need to ask some questions to the students so that they will reply whether they have attended. I want to know, have you attended? I need to ask this simple question, have you attended today's class? They need to say yes. So for that to happen, I need to ask certain questions. First thing I need to do is I need to know the name of the student. So by clicking the first plus button here, so I'll just give the name of the student. The moment I just type the name of the student, it just comes out with a short answer. It says, so it is guessing that this is actually going to be a name. It is going to be pretty short, so it just classifies it in the short answer category. So now I need to pull this slider to the required. If I don't pull this slider to the required, the student could be able to skip this detail. So without keying in this vital detail, the student may not be able to submit the form. The next question I want to know is the roll number of the student. So I will say roll number. The moment I say roll number, it again says, yes, it's going to be a short answer. I'm going to say it is going to be a number. It is going to be a whole number. So it's going to be a whole number, and I have not given out any filters. Of course, it has a lot of filters. If you want to apply, you can apply, just to make things simple. Say for example, you can say that it should be a whole number. You can say it should be greater than or less than or equal to. All these things you can give. But let us not get into that confusion right now, because I am speaking to the beginners here. So I thought, okay, let us make this a whole number. And now again I am going to push the slider to the required. So I am going to push the slider to the required side. So this again is going to be a required answer. The student will have to click and enter the roll number before going into submission. So next is, I want to put a third question here. I want this question, I want the student to choose, say for example in first year MBBS there are going to be 3 classes, anatomy, physiology and biochemistry. I want the student to choose which class he has attended. For that I need to ask a question, say which class. For this I am going to say, I am going to give a drop down menu. So what is going to be the drop down menu? So I will give out anatomy, then I will say physiology, and I will say biochemistry. So the student will be able to choose from the drop down menu. Again I am going to make this question to be a required one without any ado about it. And so we have asked, say for example, we have asked 3 questions. One is the name of the student, another one is the student will have to key in the roll number, then student will have to choose from the drop down list which class he has attended or is giving attendance for, and then last is the date. So which date? So we'll say date, and then this is the format, month, day and year. Then I will again make this one required. So right now we have generated a small attendance form. Now let us just preview what has happened. By clicking on the I button, we will be able to preview what the student is going to see. See here, I'm sorry, one thing is, one more question we should have given, whether he has attended or not. Whether attended. So I will say yes. Only one choice I am going to give. So it is going to be only one option. I am going to make it required. So the student, now he has got to give out his name, give out his roll number, choose which classes he is going to seek attendance for, the date, and whether he has attended or not. There will be a yes button. He needs to put a check mark on the yes button. Let us see how the form is going to look like. So the form is going to look something like this. The student will write the name, student will give out the roll number. On clicking the combo box, the student can choose whether the attendance is for anatomy, physiology or biochemistry, and then the date, it will be in the month, day and year format, and then whether the student has attended or not, just choose, give out S, then it will give out the attendance. So this is going to be the form which the student is going to get. Now I need to add some more settings to this form, because I would like to have the email ID of the student. So here I go to this setting. If you click this wheel, we will be able to apply specific settings only to this form. So this is not going to be universal for all the forms which we prepare within the Google Classroom. I want to apply some unique settings only to this form. So I'm going to click on this wheel. Here in the first setting, general, I want this form to collect the email address. So all the students who wants to submit attendance should give out their email address, and then this is all. We are not going to permit edit. I am not choosing limit on response. So then progress bar, no. I am not going to make this a quiz, because we are not going to evaluate it. We are just going to get the data and capture the data, right? So now I'm going to save. The form has been saved. So when the student is going to give out these details, it has got to be populated in a spreadsheet for the teacher to get the data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the responses here, the next tab, and then if I say pull this out here, I can stop students from responding. So it will say not accepting responses. So now if I push it here, it will accept responses. And now Here, if this get email notification for new responses selected, the teacher will be getting email for every response is being sent. And then here you can select a response destination if you want. Then you can download the responses in a CSV or comma separated value if you want. But what we want to do is, we don't want any of these things. We want to create a spreadsheet where the class attendance will be stored. So now I am going to give the name of this spreadsheet a unique one, class attendance. And then if you have created a spreadsheet already, you can select the existing spreadsheet from the Google Drive. But here I am creating a unique spreadsheet and naming it as class attendance. Then I am creating it. So now I have created the form. And now this is going to be the spreadsheet where the attendance is going to be populated. You see, this first column will say the time when the student is filling up the form and submitting it. This will be the email address of the student. This will be the name, roll number, class, date, and whether attended or not. That will be here. Now we have created a attendance form. Now I want to send the form. On clicking the send, it will give out these possible avenues of submitting these forms for student response. But we don't want to send these forms out by email. What we will do is, we will get a link. So if the student is going to click this link, he will be able to see the form. So I need to shorten the link a little bit so that it will look good. So I'm copying the link. On copying the link, so what can we do after copying? We need to go to the classroom. So I'm getting into the classroom. I need to go to the test classroom. That is a real-time classroom. Sorry, I don't want to mess up with the real-time classroom. This is the test classroom I have created. Now this is the otolaryngology classroom for this, exclusively for this purpose. Now I am going to the classwork. Now what I am going to do is, so I will just delete this one, because this I used it in my previous lecture. So now I will create a new assignment and I am going to say attendance. So now I am going to add a link. So this link is going to be the URL, the link for the form we have created. I am going to add the link. The link has been added. Now whom should I assign this? I am going to assign this to all the students of this class, otolaryngology. There's no category. If I want, I can create a category called attendance. And then I don't want it to be graded. I want it to be ungraded. I don't want to give out any marks. Due date. Here you can give out, say this form is due today. If you want attendance today, you can give out due date happens to be today. You can give out a time if you want. If you don't want, you can give need not give, but you, ideally speaking, you should give out a time there, say 9 a.m. and then after 9:15 a.m. you can close the attendance by just doing one little thing here in the form. That is, you just pull the slider back. The moment you pull the slider back in your form, it will stop accepting response. So what you do is, as you give out a 15 minutes grace time, say exactly at 9:15, you can pull this slider back and the form will stop accepting response. So right now we will pull the dot to the right and make it accepting response. Now, so I am going to assign it to the classroom. Now it is inside it has been assigned to the classroom. Now I want to see what the student is going to see. So here, as a student, I am going to see in the class, and now here it says I have posted a new assignment. The assignment is here and the link is given and it says it is due today. I am clicking here. The form opens beautifully. I need to write my name. Then I will say I'll give out my roll number as 120. Class, I'll just click the combo. I'll say anatomy. date. First is happens to be the month. I'll say 09. Date is 22 and 2020. Yeah. Whether attended, I will say yes, and I will give submit to claim my attendance. Now I have submitted my attendance for anatomy. So now what will happen? See beautifully, when the teacher goes to the Google Drive and opens this Google spreadsheet, you see one student has submitted the attendance. That is the email of the student. It is the date, time, name of the student, roll number, anatomy, date, and whether attended. It gives out yes. So this entire form will be populated, and everyone will know that whatever details which gets inside this spreadsheet can be exported, can be shared, can be put into a database of the college or the school. So this is one practical way I use to manage attendance of the students within the classroom, Google Classroom. Thank you everyone for your patient listening. Hope it really helps you. Thank you.